Hello, everyone. This is Victor Momo from Excel Moments, and it's been a moment. I have tagged this video proving an unnecessary point. Well, what does that even mean? I'll describe the scenario, which is all too common and all too simple. Then I'll show you why I say it's unnecessary. What we are trying to do here is really just to look up the first name and the last names using the employee ID. So here on this small table, we have the employee IDs and we have them on the bigger table. And we want to use the employee IDs to return the first name and the last name. The only thing you notice is that here the IDs are numbers, as you can see from the status bar, sum and count, min, max. And when you come here, these are texts, numbers stored as text, I would say, right? Which you can convert to numbers maybe by performing a mathematical operation on it, pay special, multiply, add, and you'll be fine. But let's take in this scenario that we want to keep the data as is and do the transformation within the formula. What would we do? Very simple, and this is what everybody would do, including myself. VLOOKUP. I know this is a number, but I want to convert it to a text so I can easily look it up on the other end. So what I'm going to do is pull up the text function. I'm going to pull up the text function. I select this number, and I know it's formatted to show 4 characters. So this is going to help do that conversion. I can then do my table array, which is really this, lock that, do a 2 for first name, let's say, okay? And this works, right? And of course, if we were to do for last name, it's really just to change the column index number to 3. That's interesting, simple enough. But I was just thinking to myself, what if I wanted to do the reverse, which is rather than convert this to text within the formula, I wanted to convert this to numbers? Because the idea is that they must be the same, right? There's no rule that says you must convert maybe the simpler one or, the lookup value to match the table array. Either way, they must match. So what if we wanted to do it in the reverse? Let me leave this as first name and just maybe do it in here. So what I would do in that case is I would do, a VLOOKUP. Now I'm going to use the number as is. What I need to do on this end is to convert this employee ID to numbers. Okay, that's what I need to do. If I can convert this to numbers, then I'll be fine. Many ways to do that. Simple way maybe just to do like a 0 plus, but let's say we want to just use a function. I could do a number value. I know that number value will convert, from number to text, and I could feed in this entire thing into the number value, right? Okay, and then I close the bracket. I can do comma 2 and I can do comma 0. Now, this is not going to work. Why? Because the number value will successfully convert, the text stored as numbers, but it's not going to convert the text. Let's see if we can evaluate that portion. Okay, so just to here, and then let's do F9. Okay, so you would see that you have the numbers there, 449, you can see 418, 179. The numbers are converted, but you have errors for all the text. So in that case, it means I can easily put an if error around it and say, okay, fine, if it evaluates to an error, it should repeat the value as is. Meaning that if this is an error, just repeat, the array. Okay, so that way the numbers will be fine, and the text would also take care of themselves. Okay, let's close that. We'll put a comma 2, and then now we have it. Okay, so now you see why I say it's unnecessary, right? Because I could easily have done the simple conversion, but just to prove a point that, well, sometimes you could think of things conventionally, and they could still work. So I could decide to not use the number value. I could use, maybe a 0 plus there, or use, the double unary, for example. So I could do this. I could do a minus minus of this. Okay, this should still work, and that's that. I could also have decided to just do like an H stack just because of the way the data is. So I do a conversion of the first and then I stack it with the other. So this is what I mean. So I could have done VLOOKUP. I look up this. Okay, then I pull up H stack. I select this as my first array, but here I can do the minus minus because I know it will work for the numbers, so no issues at all here, right? Then I stack it up with this other two. Okay, right? That's one other way, just because of the way the data is structured, where the numbers are on the first column. Okay, close the bracket for the h tag 20. Okay, and yes, so all these approaches are probably, unnecessary, but they work. But I hope maybe this has opened your mind up to some other possibilities, and to say that yes, as much as we always go from A to B, going from B to A could also give you the answer, and be worth exploring, sometimes. Maybe not for efficiency's sake, but maybe just for mental calisthenics. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel Excel Moments. For now, I'm out.